Welcome students. Today we are going to discuss paging and segmentation. So first we will now discuss what is paging. Virtual memory is divided into page numbers. So here page 0, page 1, page 2 to page V. So we are dividing the virtual memory into pages. So now let us try to understand what is paging. So paging is nothing but a memory management technique. And what happens in this paging is that, as I have already written on the earlier side, physical address space is there and the logical address is there. Now, what this paging and the next section, segmentation, what actually happens in that is that it allows that physical address of a process can be non-contiguous. Means what? Suppose this is our RAM. Now, usually, suppose this is our process P1 and say suppose this process P1 has say suppose 4 units of memory requirement. So, non-contiguous means what? That it's not necessary that all these 4 units will be placed into this RAM contiguously. No. What happens in paging is that this requirement of process can be non-contiguous. Means what? Say suppose here this process P1 first 1, 2, 3, 4. Say suppose I number this. So 1 may be put here, then 3 may be put here, 2 may be put here, and here may be put the 4th requirement. So what actually we are doing is that physical address space of a process can be non-contiguous. They can be put in any part of the RAM. And how is this possible? Due to the paging. So what paging does is that it divides the physical memory into fixed size blocks called as frames. So whatever divisions that you see here, so this is nothing but the frame. So in paging, it is a memory management technique, and here it allows that a process physical address can be non-contiguous. And how this is possible? Because it divides the physical memory into fixed size blocks called as frames. And what about logical memory? That is our virtual memory. We divided it into blocks of same size called as pages, isn't it? And that is why in that diagram, I have mentioned that, say suppose here page 0 is there, page 1 is there, like that, isn't it? So these pages will then be mapped to this physical frames, and page size will always be equal to the frame size, so that whatever page is there, that will be put into the main memory. Due to this, what happens is that it will know that which are the frames that are available. Now from this diagram you can easily say that the second frame, then say suppose this fifth frame, that these are free, isn't it? So in paging it keeps track of whichever frames are free, and then if the second process comes, then it allocates the free frame to that particular process. See, what happens in paging is that suppose if you are having a program and which is of size n pages, so it requires to find the n free frames, and then the program can be loaded, isn't it? Means say suppose a process P1 is there, like in our example, so maybe it requires 4 pages. So it requires 4 free frames in this case. So like I have shown you, these 4 pages can be put in any place in our RAM. You may be wondering that how this virtual address may be converted to physical address. So obviously we have to maintain a page table for this. In the coming slides, we will see what type of hardware is required and how the conversion can take place. So basically, virtual memory, you will divide it into number of pages, and the physical memory, you will divide it into number of frames. And what happens is that these pages can be put non-contiguously in the main memory. And how is that possible? This is possible only because of paging. So now let us move ahead and let us try to again understand this with some diagrams. So observe here now. Here, this is our logical memory, that is our virtual memory. Like I have explained you, it will be divided into pages. So like in this example, I have divided pages from 0 to 5. Then like I have explained in the earlier slide, a page table will be maintained. So see here, page number is there and this is the frame number. Now let us see how the mapping is done. So consider this is our physical memory. So how this is mapped? So carefully observe this. So this, say suppose first page number is there. So this will be mapped to this particular frame number. Then say suppose page 1 is there. It is say suppose put, then this is there. This will be put here and this is there. It is put here. So in this way mapping is done. So what we are doing is that virtual memory, it is divided into pages. Then a page table is maintained and then this virtual address is mapped with the physical address. So obviously this requires some conversion. I've just given you a brief idea like how the paging works. Now let us try to understand the address translation scheme. So this whatever address is there, that is virtual address, it is divided into two parts. So first one is the page number and second is the offset. So I have shown you that pages are there, numbering is there, and I have not shown you the offset in that diagram. So in the paging hardware, we will see where the offset is put. So like in a book, so we are having the page number and within on that particular page, what is offset? Offset could be the little sections. So let us now see the paging hardware for this. So observe here. See, CPU generates the logical address. This is nothing but our virtual address. So this consists of page number and page offset. Then a page table is maintained. This page table has two columns. First is the page number and second is the frame number, which we have already mapped in the earlier diagram. What actually happens is that this page table, so what actually we have to do is that convert this logical address into physical address, isn't it? Now what this physical address consists of? Frame number. Why? Because the physical memory is divided into frames and the offset number. So we will take the offset from the virtual address and from the page table we will take the frame number. And in this way, we will convert the logical address into physical address and then the required page will be put into the respective frame number. So whatever page that we want to fill, we will put it into the generated address of the physical memory. So this is the paging hardware that is required for translation of logical address to physical address. So what is actually a paging? Paging is nothing but a memory management technique. And what it allows is that it allows that the physical address space of process can be non-contiguous. Means say suppose one part of the process could be located in one particular location of memory. Then second part of process could be located at another part of the memory. Means it's not necessary that they need to be contiguous location. So they could be scattered anywhere. And then in paging, what happens is that the logical address is converted to physical address. And always remember, your logical space will always be more than the physical space. And that is the main purpose of virtual memory, isn't it? So in this way, this paging is implemented. Similar to this paging, is another technique called as segmentation. So segmentation is also another memory management scheme, but actually it supports user view of the memory. So we'll see shortly why I'm saying this, that it supports user view of memory. So what actually happens is that normally any of your program that you code, so it is divided into blocks, and these blocks are of non-equal size and we call them as segments. So basically segment is nothing but a logical unit. So say suppose I'll give you here some example, like your main program could be one segment, your procedure could be another segment. Like you people have done coding in C language, isn't it? So your main program could be different, then your procedure could be different. I'll give you some more example, like function is there, method is there, object is there, then local variables are there, global variables are there, then stack is there, then in assembly language programming we use symbol table and arrays are there. So basically, these type of structures you can find in any program, isn't it? So what actually happens in segmentation is that, like I have told you, that it is a user's view of the program. So how I will see my program? I will see the subroutine, stack, symbol table, main program, or say suppose if I have implemented a square root function, isn't it? So all these different segments that will be seen by the user. So how actually it is mapped? So say suppose if I give numbers to my segments, so how actually they will be mapped in my physical memory space. So again observe here. So first segment is put here, then fourth segment is put here, means the process address space is put non-contiguously. It's not necessary that I have to put 1, 2, 3, 4. No, it's not like that. I could put it anywhere. So this placement is called as non-contiguous. Yes, it is not in contiguous memory location. And that is the advantage of using paging as well as the segmentation. So what is the first difference between paging and segmentation? So paging, it's like a user will not understand that how it will be implemented. Only operating system knows it. But in segmentation, the user view is obviously seen in this technique, isn't it? Because I will know that these are my segments and these will be non-contiguously placed in the RAM. Let us see the architecture for this. So again here, the logical address will consist of segment number and the offset. Like in paging, we have seen that it consists of page number and the offset. Then in paging, page table was there for mapping. So here segment table will be maintained. And here this segment table consists of two parts. First is the base and second is the limit. So base, what it will contain? The starting physical address where the segments reside in memory. And the second component is the limit, which specifies the length of the segment. So in paging, page table was implemented, and in segmentation, segment table is implemented. Now here I have taken some example. So observe here. Now this subroutine is segment 0, then a square root is segment 1, then main program is segment 2, then stack is segment 3, fourth symbol table is segment 4. So this will be my virtual memory. Now we will maintain a segment table. So here as you can see, this first column is limit, second is the base. So if you consider the first subroutine, so observe here that its starting address is 1400. So first segment 0 will be put here. And what is the length of this segment? 1000. So 1400 plus 1000. So this segment 0 will be placed between 1400 to 2400. Then consider second segment, segment 1. So its starting address is 6300. So let us observe it here. And what is the length? 400. So 6300 plus 400. So the segment 1 will be put in between them. So likewise, for each of this segment, it will start appropriately at the start address, and depending on the length, the segment 2 will be allocated the frames. So all the segments will be put non-contiguously. Like you can easily see from the diagram, segment 0 is put here, then segment 1 is put here. So it's not like these segments or pages in case of paging, they need to be allocated memory contiguously. So this is the advantage of using segmentation. Now let us observe kind of the segmentation hardware like we have observed in case of paging hardware, isn't it? So CPU generates the logical address, then a segment table is maintained, and then based on this logical address will be converted to physical memory. So in both paging and segmentation, we have observed that virtual address will be converted to physical address. So this is all about the segmentation.